Hello everyone, this is Pooka and welcome to another game I played on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online from Bad Deck Monday. And we're going to be using a deck that I haven't used before. I think some people have probably tried it out before, but this is the first time I will be playing this deck, and that is Staraptor. Yeah, it's a doozy. For you guys who don't know what Staraptor does, it is the attack Strong Breeze for 4 energy. It shuffles the defending Pokemon and all cards attached into your opponent's deck. That's it. That is the entire strategy of this deck. Strong Breeze until your opponent is out of Pokemon. This may sound like a very bad strategy, and that's because it is, and that's why we're on Bad Deck Monday. For this week's stream, I decided to do all new decks that I've never played before, and we tried to go back to our roots, to decks that were truly, truly bad. And this happens to be one of those. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if this strategy can work at all, if we can really do anything. And, yeah, we'll just enjoy the ride. That's all there is to it. Let's enjoy the game. That's what Bad Deck Monday is all about. That's what Pokemon is all about. Just enjoying yourself and having some fun. Alright, so my opponent goes first. It's some sort of Darkrai deck. I believe I saw a Hydreigon off of the mulligan, so I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm going to go ahead and attach to Victini EX and bench my Mr. Mime. Now, the strategy early on for this deck is pretty simple. I am forced to end here, which is not very good, but that's okay. The strategy is pretty simple. We're going to use Victini EX to Turbo Energize and get 2 Fire Energy onto the Staraptor. And from there, hopefully my opponent knocks out the Victini EX, because I'm trying to fall behind like 3 or so prizes, and then we're going to play an N. Shuffle my opponent's hand in, put him down to like 3 cards, and then Strong Breeze to shuffle in their Pokemon. And the goal is, my opponent is just going to be so low on resources, because I'm playing N, shuffling their hand in, putting them at a low amount of cards every time. I'm going to keep throwing in their Pokemon that have energy. And the goal eventually is just to run my opponent out of Pokemon and win the game that way. It seems pretty stupid, and it seems like it should never actually work. And truth be told, it never actually has worked. But, I've gotten really, really close a lot of times. And, I think eventually it's going to work. We'll see. Alright, so my opponent retreats into the Sableye, uses Junk Hunt to get back a couple item cards, and I have a decision to make here. I can Rare Candy into Staraptor, and then Juniper, and then draw a fresh hand to 7, and my computer was starting to lag pretty badly here, so I apologize if the video goes in and out. I'm deciding to play a Skyla here. I'm kind of concealing the strength of my hand. I play a Skyla for a Rare Candy, and then Rare Candy into Staraptor. We also have Aspersha City Gym to give my Staraptor 150 HP, which will be kind of relevant in this matchup because it'll stop Hydreigon's Dragon Blast from knocking me out in one hit. But we can use Turbo Energize once again, and here Victini is doing its job. Alright, this is exactly what I want out of Victini. I got the Turbo Energize twice. Strong Breeze costs 4 energy. Alright, we need some sort of acceleration, and Victini EX is perfect. It gets 2 energy into play for you, and it also gives up 2 prizes when it's knocked out. It's perfect. Plays right into our strategy with N. Alright, so my opponent's going to come up with that Absol with the Dark Claw, and it looks like he's probably going to Mind Jack. It'll do 120. That'll knock out Victini EX with the Dark Claw, which is pretty annoying, but it is what it is. Next turn, hopefully I'll be able to get a double colorless energy, Strong Breeze the Absol back in, and then reset 2 of my opponent's energy. And then hopefully maybe like Darkrai will come out, and then I'll just go ahead and Strong Breeze again, and then I'll put my opponent on the back foot because, well, I won't have any energy left in play to attack me. So I'll just keep using Strong Breeze over and over and over, and hopefully my opponent runs out of Pokemon. That's all assuming things go to plan. I do have that second Rare Candy and Staraptor sitting in my hand like I planned. I also run 1 Shiftry with the Giant Fan ability, when you put it into play, if you flip heads, you get to do basically a Strong Breeze for free. And oh no, I missed the double colorless. Oh, jeez. Well, that is pretty bad. And, well, now I gotta figure out what I want to do here. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat to Mr. Mime. I initially thought Staraptor had a free retreat. I mean, come on, it's a bird. It's a stage 2 flying Pokemon. It's just kind of floating through the air, and you still have to pay a retreat cost. Sometimes I don't understand Pokemon. But anyway, Staraptor is also pretty fast in the game. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to go ahead and just attach again, spread my energy out, and sacrifice the Mr. Mime. I could have sacrificed a Starly there. That may have been the better option since Mr. Mime is going to be pretty big against Night Spear. That bench barrier ability is really, really big for blocking bench damage on this stuff. But I do have a Super Rod and an Ultra Ball, so I can always just Super Rod the Mr. Mime back in, and Ultra Ball for it, and hope for the best. So that's going to be the plan. I don't know if my opponent will Mind Jack or Night Spear. Probably Mind Jack, because if I do get to Strong Breeze, I'll only get to shuffle in 2 energy. So there we do see the Mind Jack. And I'm going to go ahead and Super Rod the Shiftry, the Mr. Mime, and a Fire Energy. And then we can Ultra Ball. I can either Ultra Ball for a Staraptor, so I can Rare Candy into a 3rd Staraptor, or Mr. Mime. And I think Mr. Mime might be the better choice here. Again, to block the bench damage from Darkrai. You can see the C-Dot is in my deck, so that can be perhaps used at some point. Hopefully I'll be able to use Shiftry. I may need to at this point. Hydreigon's out. It's got 6 energy in play. Hopefully I get a double colorless here. And oh my goodness, again! No double colorless energy. Are you kidding me? So this is like, what, turn 5 or something, and I'm still not being able to use Strong Breeze. This is a real bummer. So I don't think I can afford to really sacrifice a Pokemon at this point. So I'm actually just going to Wing Attack. We're going to wing it. Just hit the Absol for 60. Maybe I can actually knock it out. I guess that's another option. I can actually knock things out with Wing Attack. That's not really the optimal strategy for this deck. And you can see I'm down 3 prizes, which is fine. That's where I want to be with this deck. But I missed the whole part where I get to use Strong Breeze afterwards. And this looked like a really strong start for me. Got to Turbo Energize twice, powered up some Staraptors. I got Staraptor into play really quickly. And then I'm just missing that double colorless energy to Strong Breeze. This deck needs a lot to function, alright? It needs to go off pretty much perfectly, or else doesn't work too well. But here we go. We get to... Oh, he's going to Mind Jack again for 100. So I just attach to the benched Staraptor. Finally draw a double colorless energy here. I'm just going to Wing Attack and knock out the active Absol. I considered not doing it because I would put energy in the discard pile, which would allow my opponent to Dark Patch. You can see there's already a Dark Patch in there. But, you know, I'll just go ahead and Wing Attack. Why not? I'm also not going to play a Supporter because I do have an N. And after this Staraptor gets knocked out, I just kind of want to play an N and put my opponent at 2 cards. I can consider catchering out the Hydreigon and shuffling that in. But I'll probably just go after the energy at this point. We do see Night Spear for 90 and then 0 to the bench. Thank you, Mr. Mime. And now my opponent is down to 2 prizes. And I think this is the opportunity. I need to play my N. Put my opponent at 2 cards, but actually he's only got 3 cards, so I may just save my N for later. I do need an energy this turn to power up the benched Starly. That works. Double colorless, we get the Rare Candy and the Staraptor. I can put down C-Dot as well. I figure this is like so far gone at this point. My opponent is down to 2 prizes. The Hydreigon's in play. There's a bunch of energy in play. I may as well just bench the C-Dot and try to go for one big play here where I can Rare Candy, Shiftry, hit heads on the Giant Fan, shuffle in the Hydreigon, Strong Breeze in the Darkrai, and then put my opponent with like no energy in play and no way to attack. Alright? So that's going to be my plan here. I'm putting down C-Dot. Now, this could backfire eventually, giving like another catcher target or something like that. And we'll see what my opponent does here. Has a Sableye and a Darkrai. Only one card in hand. Is he going to Junk Hunt or is he going to Night Spear? That is the question. Cannot use Dragon Blast because I have 150 HP. Thank you, Aspertia City Gym. And yes, we're going to see a Junk Hunt for a Dark Patch and a random receiver. So things are kind of looking up here. Going to take a look through the discard pile, see what I've used so far. I've only played 2 Ns. That's what I'm really looking at. Those are the big cards for this deck. You only get 4 N to play with, and a Dowsing Machine, I suppose. I'm trying to think right here. Do I want to Ultra Ball for the Shiftry and just go for it? Try to shuffle in that Hydreigon. That would put my opponent in such a bad position. Or do I just Rare Candy into Staraptor? And I think I'm just going to go with the safe route. Rare Candy into Staraptor. I've only played 3 Rare Candy up to this point, including that one, so I can always get the 4th one with the Shiftry. I also have Dowsing Machine, so I just kind of want to prepare in case my opponent gets an N off of the random receiver. And there is a Strong Breeze. We shuffle in Sableye. And again, we don't really have much offense in this deck. We're just shuffling in Pokemon. That's it. We're not doing anything else. But that Dark Patch is going to be big. My opponent will get more energy into play. And here is a random receiver for Juniper, unfortunately. I was hoping for an N. My opponent really hasn't played many N's so far, I don't think. So I was hoping that he would get one off of that. And then give me a fresh hand of 5 and only 2 for my opponent. And I would be in amazing shape. But it looks like we got the Juniper instead. So now I assume a Night Spear will come my way to set up the Staraptor for a knockout. But no, Mr. Mime is coming out? Is this going to be a pass? Or oh, no. My opponent's going to use Dark Trance and move energy onto Mr. Mime? What is going on here? Looks like I'm going to get hit by a Psybolt for 20 and paralyzes me. Oh, no. Well, I do draw a Chorus, and I play a lot of Switch in this deck. So hopefully we can draw a Switch. And yes, there we go. And now I got some decisions to be making. Can switch into Staraptor. I drew a catcher as well. So I think this might be my turn where I catcher Hydreigon and Strong Breeze it back into the deck. Or I could just take the Mr. Mime and shuffle in this 2 energy. Either one kind of works. He'll be stuck with 2 energy on a Mr. Mime, which I'm not too worried about. It does 20. So I'm actually just going to bring up the Hydreigon and Strong Breeze that thing back in. This is particularly good against evolutions because they rely on Rare Candy a lot. So we probably won't even see another Hydreigon this game, which means no more Dark Trance, no more energy manipulation, which means every time I shuffle a Darkrai back in, that is devastating. Right? I get to shuffle in 3 energy, and since I'm not knocking my opponent out, the energy don't go in the discard pile, which means Dark Patch is not a viable option. So you can see where this deck might actually start to be powerful after a while. Imagine if I had been able to Strong Breeze a turn or 2 sooner, I would be in a much stronger position. But even now, I'm in a pretty good position. We do see a catcher from my opponent onto the Mr. Mime. So now I'm actually in some danger with that C-Dot in the future. And there is another Dino. But if he wants to Night Spear, he has to put that Darkrai in harm's way. And I don't know. This is going to be a close game down the stretch. There is the Night Spear for 90. Mr. Mime still blocks bench damage even if he's going down. And now my opponent is down to 1 prize. So 1 more knockout and I lose. But wow, I draw the N off of that top deck. That is a huge top deck. So I'm going to be able to end my opponent down to 1 card here and start to Strong Breeze. I get to shuffle in this Darkrai in 3 energy. Think of how many dead cards are in my opponent's deck right now. We even get the Shiftry, so if I can get a Rare Candy, we can perhaps Giant Fan. So here we go with the Strong Breeze, and we're going to hope my opponent just doesn't draw anything for the rest of the game. And he's got no cards! Just Darkrai and a Mr. Mime. There's no energy in play to attack anymore. So here we go. Strong Breeze, shuffling in Mr. Mime. We are in great position now. The second energy goes on the Darkrai. I don't care if I get Night Spear, though. I still get to just Strong Breeze, because he can't knock me out in 1 hit. So there's another strong breeze. We'll shuffle in Darkrai once again. And is Staraptor actually going to win this game? This would be ridiculous. Oh no, a Juniper. Oh, what a miraculous top deck for my opponent. Fortunately, he's out of catchers. So, there's no catcher threat of me losing here. Even a Night Spear wouldn't be that bad, because I would just Strong Breeze him back in. Seed Out would take 30, but you still have 10 HP left, and there's no catchers left. So this is really bad that he top decked the Juniper, but he still needs to draw some stuff. And wow, just gonna retreat into the the Dino, and pass. Okay, so we still got hope here. We can take a look through here. I have a Dowsing Machine and an N. Looks like I don't have another rare candy. The fourth one must be prized. Probably should have looked into that before I benched that C-Dot here. But you know what? I realized that the fourth rare candy is prized. I can actually wing attack the Dino for 60 and try to get that rare candy, but it looks like nope. Get another Starly. Not what I'm looking for right now. And here is a Juniper. Uh-oh. Darkrai gets a third energy. And what will Silent3737 do here? We can see all four catcher in the discard pile, along with a computer search. So there's no Dowsing Machine option anymore. And looks like he gets two basics, a Sableye and a Darkrai. So he's going to just put up this Darkrai. My opponent is actually playing this very well. Looks like he's going to try to junk hunt for a catcher, and then just catcher for the win. So right now I'm just trying to draw Dowsing Machine so I can get a rare candy for that Shiftry or an N, so I can mess up my opponent if he tries to junk hunt for catcher. All of a sudden this is turned back around. You know, it all goes back to that top deck Juniper. Man, that was brutal. If that didn't happen, I think I would have just been fine. I mean, there can't be too many supporters left in my opponent's deck. But, you know, that is the past. And here's the junk hunt for two catchers. But, oh, I top decked the N. All right, we got some hope here. Now I can end my opponent back down to one card. And, I mean, Strong Breeze again. And there's only two catchers in a pretty big deck at this point. So we can go ahead and Ultra Ball some stuff away so I don't redraw it off of the N. And maybe if I'm really lucky, I can draw the Dowsing Machine and the Shiftry to rare candy my C-Dot into Shiftry and take away the catcher play. If I can do that, I'll win. That C-Dot is definitely coming back to bite me, and I got the Shiftry, but not the rare candy. Still, we get to Strong Breeze, and hopefully my opponent just won't draw catcher, and I'll still be fine, but oh no! Off of the end of one, he draws the catcher, and once again, off of the end to one, my opponent top decks a huge card, and poor Staraptor, so close, but so far away. Oh, what a heartbreaking loss. Oh, man. Just a few more Strong Breezes and this game would have been over. Or if we ever could have evolved that C-Dot. Oh, that is a heartbreaking loss for sure. But we put up a good fight with Staraptor. Things didn't go our way. But that was a pretty fun game. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have some more videos for you guys soon. I am Pooka from the Top Cut. And I'll see you guys next time.